Good day, Rog.
Claire, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Easter Sunday today.
Indeed.
Did you get a chocolate egg?
Do you know, I'm not really into chocolate. You know, I've got a packet of chocolate
Are
buttons.
you all right?
Got white chocolate buttons, and they'll last me about a month. So, sort of, yes.
I'll be thinking of you when I'm tucking into those many chocolate.
Looking this
eggs.
good doesn't just happen, you know. So.
I understand. Anyway, back to the point.
Yes.
Thanks for being prepared to come and share something of your story today, Rog. We often hear from you, but it's great that you're prepared to come and share a bit about yourself today. So why don't you introduce yourself and a bit about who Roger is?
Who is Roger? So, Roger the gardener, I'm probably known as by some people, and so that's been my passion all my life, has been growing things, growing plants and growing businesses, and maybe even growing people, helping people to develop. Born in southeast London, but I just did a calculation. I've been living in Wales 50 years.
Can I ask preference?
There's no doubt about it. I love Wales. I love
Right
living
answer.
in Wales. Yeah. I love the Welsh people. I love the Welsh football team. I love the Welsh culture. So I feel Welsh. My Welsh friends tell me that I can't really be Welsh, but they'll kind of let me in through the side door.
We'll let you in.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
So that's Rog the gardener. So it's Easter Sunday today, and we're talking about Easter, about Jesus dying 2 days ago, and then today the grave was empty.
Yeah.
But what does that mean to you? What does the fact that Jesus died and rose again mean to you?
You know, there's a lot of bad news. I don't like turning on the TV or radio, you know, when the news is on, because there's not much good news out there, is there? But as I was thinking about this, you know, I follow a God who is inherently good. You know, he can't help but bring good news, because that is his nature. He is full of goodness. You know, it just flows out of him, and he's full of life as well. You know. And when he burst out, it's like the grave couldn't contain him, you know, and he just burst out full of life. I love the fact that, you know, as he died, Jesus, because he's inherently good, he was concerned for the people around him, his friends and his family, even the people who were killing him and mocking. He was concerned for them. Father, forgive them.
And that was at the point when he was hanging on a cross in excruciating pain. Still thought of others.
You know, I wouldn't be like that, you know. So Jesus, incredible goodness that flows out of him. When he raises from the dead, he's the same. He's concerned about the people. He wants to pick up and rebuild relationships. He knows they're confused. He's inherently good, and with Jesus, there's always good news. Doesn't mean that everything's nice and happy, and you know the Easter, the Easter weekend, Good Friday, and all that. The Maundy Thursday, there was pain and there was suffering, but there's good news with him every time. And we know, as I've learned to follow him, as I continue to follow him, even though I get it wrong, you know, and the world gets it wrong, I turn to him, and it may not be easy, it may not be, you know, all kind of, you know, Walt Disney, you know, squeaky clean, but there is good, wholesome news with him.
I love that, Rog. There's good news in a world where we're all hungering for good news. And I guess that brings me to my next question, which is, well, this happened 2,000 years ago. Yeah. And here's Roger in Wales, the place he loves, 2,000 years on. But what difference does it make to your life today? Like, what would your life have been like if Jesus hadn't died and rose from the dead for you?
I dread to think. There's a song I know, you know, what would it have been like if I didn't know Jesus, you know, and I dread to think.
I thought you were going to sing then.
It could be arranged, but we want to encourage viewers, not discourage them. So all I can tell you, I was thinking about, you know, when I made my commitment to become a Christian, and it was at a point when the wheels were slightly falling off in my life, and I got on my knees, and it was one of those, if you're there, God, I need you. And I prayed, you know, and within a minute or two, the whole situation opened up. Now it wasn't actually a happy, you know, it didn't present me with a, you know, that kind of, you know, again, Disney kind of everything's okay. It was a tough time for me still, but because of what happened in response to my prayer, with nobody else involved, just God moved in on the situation. I remember thinking, oh, this is real. This isn't some sort of nice philosophy. This is not some sort of romantic ideal. This is not some fairy tale. This is real. And you know, I believe that what happened over Easter to a real person who was also somehow God was very real. That pain he felt was real. That joy that he and the others felt when he rose from the dead, it was all real. And he, in the same way that he was concerned about his friends as he died, and he was concerned about his friends as he rose again, my experience is he's concerned about me, and he's equally real in his concern for me, and helps me through. It doesn't make it easy, makes it easier probably, and it doesn't mean it's always nice, but actually there's a sense of this goodness and this good news. It's a reality. Yeah.
Actually, as you were talking about that, Roger, and talking about old songs, I was thinking about an old hymn which says, "What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs." But like you say, it's not wonderful, but we can take everything
we
to
walk
God
with
in
him.
prayer, and what a wonderful thing to know that someone's with you and you can pray, or speak to him, and have him journey with you. That's absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Rog, for sharing that this Easter time, and it's been great. It's been great, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Easter Sunday celebrating.
And to you guys as well. Have a great Easter, and please, you know, if you've got questions, please let us know. I don't know if we've got anything set up. Have we got an alpha course coming, anything like that?
We've got an alpha course running, and we'll have another one starting in the not too distant future. So if you want to know more about any of this, we'd love you to get in touch. So have a great Easter, everyone.